you're on the journey, you've completed the first 3 steps. So you've set a vision, you have defined objectives, and you've actually gone through the process of doing the analysis, coming up with options, making a choice, and you've chosen a strategy. So the first 3 steps you've completed. You want to know how to now go and implement this, make it work, right? Make it real. Then stick around and watch this video. That's what I'm going to explain to you today. Hi everyone, my name is Jacques, and as you know, I make videos to help you create a more secure future for you and your family. I've got to be honest with you in terms of this specific video. I've been fretting over this for a lot of hours on a lot of days, just simply because this is a damn difficult step. Right, let's be really honest about that. And by the way, it's an iterative process as well. So what I'm saying by that is you've got the vision, the objectives, and the strategy chosen, right? You now want to create some form of an implementation plan, an action plan that'll give life to those objectives that you've defined. In business, it's an elaborate process, right? For us here, for our application, we're going to do it for 2 things. It's for the life process or the life strategy, and for the strategy of your internet business or side hustle, right? I'm going to give you 3-step examples just now in terms of both of those. But the question here really is, you've defined all of that. You now know what you want to achieve, so you know where you want to go. Common questions that you need to ask is, do you have the capabilities? Do you have the resources, right? Do you have the experience? Then you simply logically from there start listing, defining, okay, writing down. You can even do this on a piece of paper on the wall with sticky notes, post-it notes, and just define what the actions are that'll get you those results. Okay, you don't need to know the exact how of all those actions right now, guys. That'll unfold as you go along. Okay, so don't be too concerned about that. Just go and define the action steps that you need to go and take right now. Okay, I spent over the last 2 or 3 days probably somewhere between 10 and 12 hours on this specific aspect. I went back to the vision that I defined. I went back to the objectives that I crafted for myself. I went back to the process of the analysis part, both for the simple internet business and for my life strategy, right? I went back to all 3 of those steps. I went back to the options, right? I have got 2 huge A3 sheets here that I scribbled all over the show in terms of those options, right? I then came to the choice part, which I made, and now it is there where the tire hits the tar, where I need to implement the actions, right, to get this stuff done. So from a example perspective, I'll chat with you now about the business and then life, but let me just make another statement. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that it is a pretty straightforward and simple process to define a vision, to set objectives, to go through the analysis, both external and internal, specifically in terms of a business, a large corporate. I've been doing this for 30 years, right? Where a strategy stands or falls is when you implement it. And I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory, call me that if you want, about how this gets done, right? How this typically happens in large corporates is those first 3 steps gets done, right? The executives go away for a couple of days to some lardy place and they craft the strategy. They then rock up back at home, they dump the strategy on the table, and I might be a little bit facetious here now, but they dump the strategy on the table, and then they say to the rest of us mere mortals in the organization, right, there's the recipe, go implement. Now my little kind of a conspiracy theory about that is that they know full well, they've been around the block a couple of times, right? They know full well that that's the critical step, implementation, execution, doing the stuff, right? Making this damn strategy work is the most difficult step. They then dump it on the people. Why? Because then they have somebody to blame if the strategy doesn't work, right? That's just my little secret conspiracy theory. You may share that or you may not. But I have found that to be reality in a whole bunch of instances out there. Thing is, in a large corporate, you do this at a corporate level, you do this at a business unit level, you do this at a functional level, right? So you do it for the corporate, you do it for a specific operation, and you do it on a functional level for HR, for supply chain, for operations, for maintenance, for the whole bang shoot, right? So it gets really, really complex as you go down in the organization. Mere mortals are expected to actually develop those plans and implement those plans successfully. That's where my little conspiracy theory comes from. Be that as it may, for our purposes here, we want to keep it simple and straightforward. So let's look quickly at my example in terms of building the business. My vision there is to build a business that runs on the internet, that gives me location and time freedom, right? Over the longer term, that will surpass my current level of income. So I've got long-term, medium-term, and short-term objectives that I set. The long-term objectives literally says this animal needs to turn into a passive income machine. That's the long-term objective. The medium-term objective is for that entity to replace my income. The short-term objective of this little internet business is to actually get functional and start generating an income. Right, so that's where I am right now. So my action steps, my activities, guys, in terms of that includes things like, there's a whole bucket full of stuff that I'm doing around the website that I'm busy creating, and that is functional at this moment in time, but it's not there where I would like to have it yet. Most definitely not. I learn as I go and I implement as I learn. The YouTube channel is functional. I'm posting videos. This is video number 33, by the way. I'm now going to post 3 times a week, typically on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. That's in hand. I keep on doing that, right? I have now gone to a next step, which is not only all the nitty bits and pieces of getting the YouTube channel and the website functional, but also to identify opportunities where I can start generating that income. Remember, my short-term objective is to just simply generate an income. I've defined through all those discussions and the options that I came up with 2 options that I've chosen. The one is affiliate marketing and the other one is digital courses, right? So I'm going to take my experience, background, what I've learned over the last 30 odd years and convert that into a digital course. In the meanwhile, I'm going to do affiliate marketing and get good at that. So I've identified specific training regarding how to set up your YouTube channel and how to do it well. How does affiliate marketing work? I've bought specific training in terms of that. I bought into a specific course in terms of how do you actually conquer social media as your marketing channel to get all this stuff working. So I'm at different stages of the training of all of those. And again, as I learn, I implement. That's why it maybe is taking also a little bit longer. I've also identified 2 other areas, and that's the whole notion of artificial intelligence and how to use that to leverage into this little business. I'm learning that at a rate of knots. And the last thing is I'm just honing my coaching skill, because I've been doing that for a long, long time, but I'm now honing that skill specifically with the advent of this being done over the internet. I'm used to doing it face to face. I'm now converting it into being virtual. The timelines for all those activities is less than 30 days. And I don't know at this moment in time exactly how I'm going to do each one of those activities, but I damn well sure will figure it out. So that's the business side. The life side, the vision, the long-term vision is to create a more secure future, like I've suggested, for me and my family, and that includes financial independence. My long-term objective there is to retire my wife. Okay? That's also my fundamental why. That's the thing that'll keep me going when the going gets tough. The medium and short-term objectives is just simply to maintain my current relationships that I've got within my family. I'm not willing to sacrifice those no matter what else I'm busy doing, right? So I'm keeping to things like daily family time. I'm keeping to things like doing the very important mindset work that I've shared with you before, and I'm doing my affirmations, and I'm also focusing on the physical, and that is a focus on just eating more healthily, right? When things get tough and we don't have an awful lot of time for things like eating and preparation of food, for example, you tend to kind of almost start eating more bad stuff than spending the time to prepare proper cooked meals, right? So that's the part that I'm also not willing to sacrifice. So on relationships, I'm not willing to sacrifice. On health, I'm not willing to sacrifice. But the main purpose and the biggest chunk of my time in terms of even life planning and life actions is focused on the financial aspects. Now remember, there's a whole bunch of aspects of your life. You need to go and figure out what those aspects are. They could include your career, they could include family, they could include health, finances, your social and community interaction and contributions, your life partner, your primary relationship, your spiritual growth aspects, that legacy aspect of yours. It could include things, specifically in this country, things like safety and security, but it could also link back to just simply your financial security. And then there's other things like the growth aspect of your life. So there's 8 or 9 categories. You need to pick those things, and you need to make sure that you have some objectives set for all of those aspects of life specifically. In the business, it's almost like more clear, more concise, more focused. There's 3 or 4 functional areas that you need to get damn good at, and that's where my actions are focused in. So that's really the essence of it, guys. Step number 4, or phase number 4 in that entire journey. Let me just recap again. You started with a vision, you set your objectives, you went through the 3rd phase, which is the really elaborate phase of not only doing the analysis, both external and internal. And by the way, that external analysis for me in terms of this small little internet business revolves around the creator economy and also direct competitors in the niche that I'm in. Okay, so I've done that little bit, and again, it's an iterative process. I've done the basics, right? Every day, every second day, I spend another half hour on that just to further refine my understanding of that. So even that part is iterative. This is a completely iterative process, guys. And again, my activities that I've got in terms of the life strategy implementation is also on a less than 30-day timeline. As the 30 days expire, if you want, I will be developing the further actions beyond that. Another just quick mention that I want to leave with you is the whole notion of key success factors, right? A really kind of impressive term, if you want, if you use it in the corporate environment. For us, it just simply means, have I got what I need to go and do what I need to do to make this damn thing successful? That's the bottom line. Okay, so have I got the skill? Do I know how to, for example, operate WordPress to create a website? Do I know how to make a damn good video? Do I know how to make a thumbnail, devise a title, do a proper description, and so forth and so forth? And by no means am I saying that I get it. I'm still learning like hell in terms of that. So go and develop the critical skills and identify those critical success factors that you may well need. So we've now completed step number 4, guys. What I'm going to do, first one in next week on Monday, I will do the 5th step, which is really the measurement part, and that's where you start tweaking things. And then by middle next week, I'm going to do a summarized high-level video where I'll go through all 5 of the steps again in a little bit more detail, so that you've got one video where you can go have a look at the whole journey. If this makes sense for you, if this adds value to you, same story as in the past, please subscribe, hit the like button, drop me a mail. My mail sits in the description of the video. If you want more, if you've got questions, if you want to indicate to me what more you want to know, because I'm really guided by you guys, just drop me a mail and tell me what you would like to see. Good luck until after the weekend. Chat to you on Monday.